Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a review of the Aurora Funko Pop from Disney's Sleeping Beauty. Aurora is a pop that Funko collectors have been asking about for a long time. See, Maleficent came out like a bajillion years ago, and it was just Maleficent, and everyone thought, well, where's Aurora? And years went by where we never got an Aurora. And then finally they had it like unveiled at like a toy fair, I don't know which one, but some expo was on display. And then it was like another year until we actually saw it. So it's finally here. To put in perspective, the Maleficent pop when it came out was number 9. And this one's number 145. So that's, you know, how many other Disney pops have come out since then. Now, taking a look at this pop, the basic sculpt of it, I think, is pretty well done. Execution gets a little wonky, but if you just look at like the way her dress is sculpted, her pose, her holding the hand, and the way they sculpted her hair, I think this is pretty good. Now, if we go in for a closer look, you can see that the paint job on this one's decent. The kind of pinker coloring that goes along the waist and the sleeves on mine is pretty solid. Her hand separation at the wrist is decent. And the little rose she's holding is pretty clean, as is the little collar thing that goes across her shoulders. When I was hunting for this, that wasn't always the case, but I'll get to that in a moment. When you get to her head, I gotta say this one in particular has pretty good eyeballs, and the paint line where, because her head is made of yellow vinyl and her face is painted on instead of the other way around. For the most part, it's pretty good until you get here where her skin paint bleeds onto her hair. But the overall sculpt of her hair, I think, looks just great. Especially the way it kind of curls down at the bottom there. Never mind some of the gunk that's on this. Sometimes that just happens. Also, her little tiara or crown or whatever, I don't know what it is, but the gold one looks pretty good. The paint on it's decent. Now, the part where I get all annoying and nitpicky. If you are hunting for this in stores and you give a crap about this sort of thing, I had a really hard time trying to find a good one. I went to a Hot Topic that had like 9 of these and they were all gross. I went to another Hot Topic and almost all of them are gross. Some things to be on the lookout for. Almost all the ones I saw, her right arm was disconnected and like kind of glued in a bad position where you could see the joint on almost all of them. Some of the roses are poorly painted. The pink part on her hip is poorly painted. The hands would kind of bleed all over the place. This white shoulder piece thing would be smeared and painted everywhere. I saw a lot of discs sticking out of the face. A lot of them had really bad hairline paint where, you know, the skin would be too far down for the hair or bleed too much over. I saw a lot of smeared eyeballs. I mean, hell, even this one's got like a little swash of like paint there, like some little brushed thing there. It's subtle, but it's there. Just not trying to be super complainy, but almost all the ones I saw were just like a giant mess. And hopefully if you're hunting for this in stores, you see some cleaner ones, because I saw some nasty ones out there. Anyway, if you're not hunting, if you don't care, just on its own terms, it looks really good. Like, I'm not a big pop collector of princess characters, but Sleeping Beauty is, in my opinion, the greatest Disney animated film ever, so I had to get this one. And I think it looks pretty good on the shelf. I got a good one. Hopefully you do too, and thanks for watching.